So it is that time yet again where I take a moment and I thank the wonderful people of Patreon who have supported us ever since we started this Yumi Capri thing. So thank you, the gold members: Andrew Semichek, Brendan Myers, James Johnson, Ryan Turford, Coach Timbo, Sheldon Benedict, Joel Brooks, newly gold member Joel Brooks, Dawn Becker. Then we move on to the platinum producers, Nasty Boots and Tammy. Thank you guys so very much. Then the diamond executive producers, Bobby Miller, the exceptional, the amazing Bobby Miller, Lee Navarro, you're also exceptional and amazing and all that stuff. And Corey Hicks, you're right there too, buddy. You're right there too. And then Jonathan Brown, you're not there yet. You're getting there, buddy. But hold your head up high. Hold your head up high. I love you. I'm just kidding, JB. Let's get on to the show.
If we ran Nintendo.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to episode 160 of If We Ran Nintendo. I am Bobby, the Nintendo Guru, joined by the greatest co-host in all the land, Mr. Sean Capri.
Bobby, how are you, my friend? I've been listening to you all. I don't care. I'm mostly just going through the intro. I'm just being rude to you. I'm sorry. How are you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know.
You listen to me where? What are you talking about?
Well, I'm trying to launch into the show and say I do the stupid thing where I ask you a question such as how are you doing, but then I babble on as if I've never podcasted before.
It's okay. I know you're still a rookie. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm asleep at the wheel a little bit.
It's fine. I'm about to fall asleep at the wheel.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Nobody cares that you're tired. Nobody cares that you're tired, Bobby.
You make me do this so late at night.
Everybody,
you have no care in the world about me.
I do care.
And my well-being. You just keep hammering me down.
I actually didn't realize this was much of a problem. Do you want it? We could find another time.
We need to find another time.
Okay, I didn't realize this was.
I feel like by the time I get here, I'm fading, especially by the end of the show.
Okay.
We need to be upbeat. We need to be happy, excited.
Okay. Let's do Sunday mornings. Whatever time you were supposed to do stuff with Toby, that's my time now.
That's
okay.
Fine.
That sounds good to me.
That's fine.
All right. That makes me feel a little bit better. I'm sorry. I don't mean to make you tired, man.
We'll talk about it off the air.
Right.
Nobody wants to hear about us.
All right. Well, we should bring coffee back to the show. That's the thing that's missing
right now, but it's a little late because
I know, but it's not the same thing. It's survival coffee.
Midnight. I'm like, then it's even worse, Sean.
It's survival coffee. Nobody wants survival coffee. You want excited coffee, like the start of a new day. I got my beautiful coffee. Bobby, I got some geek outs, so I don't know if you want to do that whole thing, but we almost died.
I mean,
Bobby.
we can.
Yeah, you want to do it? We all almost died. You want to launch into this thing? Come on, do your thing because you got it. We did.
Let's kick this
there it is.
off like we do each and every episode with our geek outs.
Geek outs. Wait, you said Yeah. Oh, you tricked me a little bit. Really broke my brain a little bit.
To mess you up a little bit. That's all.
Okay, Bobby, big time geek outs. Right before we started the show, I was scrolling through the Twitter. Right, I was putting a link into bed, and as I'm walking downstairs like a zombie, scrolling through my Twitter, and I see this thing from NBC Breaking News that says, "Hey everybody, I bet you didn't notice that asteroid that just flew by Earth yesterday." And everybody's like, "No, I didn't notice no asteroid. I didn't see them launch Ben Affleck and Bruce Willis up into the sky. They definitely didn't do that. So definitely no asteroid, right? But there was an asteroid that flew by Earth, and as you watch, there's a little radar thing that's showing it's tracking this asteroid and where it went. It was closer to Earth than the moon. It was within the you look at the moon, you're like, that's pretty close. That thing is right there. Yeah, asteroid was closer than that. It was just flew by.
We need to do something about this nonsense.
We almost died.
I mean, listen. Let America do this. We have Space Force, right? There's a reason for Space Force. And the truth is we're trying to stop the illegal aliens out of Mexico. Let's stop the illegal aliens in space.
That's right. And those are the aliens we got to worry about.
Build a wall around the planet. Let's just build a wall around the planet, and we'll be good to go.
We got to reevaluate our lives, man. We got to reschedule this Area 51 raid because
these guys are idiots.
We would not have been able to get there. We would have missed it. We would have been, because we're scheduling it in the future, but we got to live for today, man. You just never know when an asteroid is going to come swinging by and just obliterating us. And we're just gone. That's it. Just because wrong place at the wrong time, man. Asteroid. How about that? Space.
I'm worried about playing
terrifying.
Animal Crossing, and I might not even live to be
You
there.
might not even get there. That's the
Hey,
thing.
I said to you on Yumi and Capri that I only expected to live about 5 years.
I know. Well, they can't
So
keep
that might
delaying
have been
these
the
games,
moment,
man.
you know?
They got to get it to us.
That might have been the moment, man.
Crunch be damned. They better get these games to us, man. I don't care.
Exactly. Just make it happen. You know,
Live
it was
for
funny
today.
because I was talking
I'm
to
kidding,
somebody.
by the way.
I was talking to somebody, and they said that their their opinion of Nintendo talking about the crunch is such BS because the fact that like Japan doesn't even understand what crunch is, like they just bury these people.
Yeah.
And like so to sit here for Nintendo to go like, oh, we're worried about the families.
The
No,
work-life
you're not.
balance. You see the trains that these people pile in on, man. Nobody's
Yeah.
cared about comfort.
Look at Sakurai. Sakurai's hooking blood fusions up to him so he can go to work, but there's nothing to look at here.
They
We're good.
made Sakurai discover time travel first, so that he could put in an additional 4 or 5 hours a day.
First off, look at the guy. He looks young. Looks younger every
That's
time.
that's a telltale sign, man. He's discovered some sort of secret.
Yeah, he has. It's called vampirism.
Oh my gosh.
It-
Oh, and also, Bobby, I'm geeking out about Fire Emblem. Have you fired it up yet? Have you fired up the Fire
I
Emblem?
have not started it yet. I've been playing baseball, and that's basically what I've been flipping out about.
No doubt, man. And
I
it's
love-
it's crossplay, right?
It is crossplay.
Super Mega Baseball 2.
Yes.
So I can play. I've got it on Game Pass. You have it on the Switch.
So the thing is that I got the first one on Game Pass because I had always seen this thing, right? I had seen like Donnie from PSVG,
Mm-hmm.
those guys promoting it a couple years ago on the PS4, and I wanted it so bad. It just looked so good and
Yeah,
quirky.
perfect. Yeah,
Just
arcade.
a perfect like arcadey baseball game. Easy to pick up to play.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to know professional baseball. You don't have to know like everything, like
Perfect.
pitch counts and all that. You just get in and you play and you have
Sign
fun.
me up.
So I started playing on the Xbox. I'm like, so I tweeted it. It's Sup Meg Baseball.
Perfect.
And I tweeted them and I'm like, hey man, is this ever coming to the Switch? This would be perfect on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
They just announced it last week. It hits this week. I'm like, this is amazing. It is so good. So good. And the nice thing about it is you hit these clips. We're posting clips up all over Twitter. My boy Rybo's back posting
Yeah,
clips.
man, I saw that.
He just hit a home run. He was playing. The best was Bill from Run Jump Stomp. He just puts wait for it. And you see his batter up there and he's fouling balls off and he's doing this stuff. And then he rockets a shot right off the pitcher's face. And the pitcher
Oh
just
my
drops.
god. I
Like a
love
ton of bricks. The pitcher is laying on the ground.
Yes.
I did it myself tonight, and they still got me out because it hit him so hard in the face that it rolled back to the catcher. And the
No.
catcher picked it up and threw me out.
How
going to
slow is
first.
your guy? Get hustle up, man. You can't take that for granted. You got to get to the
Rocket
base.
face, man. It was amazing. Anyway, it's a good game. If you don't have it, go get it.
That might be our asteroid strategy. If an asteroid comes down to Earth, we might need to get like Barry Bonds or that Maguire character just ready to go. Get
them all
those.
juiced-
Get
Get them all
those.
juiced up again.
Get them juiced up, man. We don't care about your steroid use if you're
Exactly.
saving
Yeah.
planet Earth.
Just do your thing. Just
Mhm.
keep.
Smack it right into the sun.
I want to real quickly. I want to give a shout out to North America, to the people that
Damn.
supported. I know I did this last week, and I really shouldn't do it again, but I don't care. The rules be damned. The people that supported the Atui sale in North America, I am blown away at the levels of where these things came in. You know what I mean? Like right now, before we started, we went in, and this so you know, the charts update daily. Every single day they change. So yes, the sale got us up to where we are for, you know, the ranking, but it's a day after the sale, and we're still right where we were. We're actually a space higher than we were the day before. But overall, all games, Mutant Mudds is sitting at number 15. Sitting right next to Mario Kart, sitting right next to Smash. These are phenomenal games that we love. And then if you go to digital downloads only, it's sitting at number 7. That is so amazing, that the support and the love of the people. Because let me tell you something. Since I became community manager for Atui, man, people have just been reaching out. They've been super kind. And that's the one thing. Like, I thought stepping into that role, it would be very difficult for me. I was very nervous. And man, it is like we took we took the Yumi Capri, the Mub group community, and just shifted them right over to a Tui. And it's the rub that company needed, and they're getting it, and it's amazing. And I want to thank everybody because I see you guys. I really do. I see the people that have followed me right along, that are liking the tweets, that are retweeting everything. It means the world to me, man. You guys, again, show me why I love this community so much, why you guys are the best community in all the land, because without you doing these things, you just make my life, my job, my everything so much easier. So thank you so much. I love you guys so much. Seriously, I appreciate it. So I don't know what you got, Sean.
I don't think it's related to sale at all, Bobby. I think they hired you as community manager, and all of a sudden, just launching up the charts, baby. So there you go, best hire of the year.
Thank you.
Very good decision.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you. You got any shout outs?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you're done, or I didn't want to just like.
I got more, but go ahead.
Jason Lacey, previous co-host of the show.
Oh, that guy. Get out.
I'm a big fan. Don't be mean. I'm a big fan of Jason Lacey. I like him very much. I hope you're well, Mr. Jason Lacey. I squeezed it in at the end of the tail end of last show, but most people stop listening to us after the first 8 minutes when they realize we're not getting into topics anytime soon.
This is true.
Antonio Guillen has a killer setup for his stream, man. You got to check him out at twitch.tv/hypecaster. He's rocking and rolling, dude. He's got that professional, like everything just looks clean and it sounds great. His levels are nice. He's playing Super Mario Maker 2 levels from the community and stuff. Got to check him out. He's a good friend, and I just wanted to give him a shout out and some love because he's a good dude. And then that's it. I think that's it. Oh no, Super Nintendad. Super Nintendad was in my chat yesterday, and we were talking about how you and I look alike. We got the same nose. We just got the cute little nose, and if we were to be in person again, we might just like do little Eskimo kisses. You know what I mean? Does that make sense to you? Do you guys know what Eskimo kisses are? Like, do you have Eskimos where you are?
Not in Jersey. We don't have Eskimos other than the zoo.
I don't think I'm allowed to say that anymore.
Eskimos are people. I'm thinking penguins. What the hell, yeah.
Bobby!
There's Eskimos.
You're like, yeah, we do. We have penguin noses.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm talking about how you and I look alike, which we've discussed before, and I said that we were talking about doing like a DNA test, like 23andMe sort of thing, like ancestry. And so he's like, I think you should do 23 and Capri. And I'm like, that is so freaking perfect, dude. So shout out to Super Nintendad. You are hilarious. You crack me up. And I have mentioned this to Bobby just previously before, and we're gonna do some talking about a T-shirt, man, because that is good stuff.
Maybe we'll see.
We're talking about a T-shirt.
It's not that good. It's good. Sean just likes to get, he just wants to Capri. Anything that has Capri on it.
It's a good name. It's a good name.
He could care less about anything else.
I don't even have to change it to Guru or nothing. It's just
listen. I wanted it to be Make Us Better too. Sean,
you did not.
made me make it. Give me Capri. I didn't want nothing to do with that. And here we are. And he outvoted me. He basically took his ball and went back to Canada.
All right, well, the next shirt is going to be Make Us Betterer. Look at this. I'm just full of ideas today.
I actually like that one.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm writing
it down. Write that one down. Make Us Betterer. That is amazing. We can have a picture of Joseph Moran painting it.
Joseph Moran is like a Bob Ross.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. You know what? You and I have a good time. I don't know if anybody else has a good time.
I love it. I'm having a great time. Listen, before I wrap up, I got two things.
Okay.
Two more shout outs.
All right.
One, Rybo, love you. You're my dude. And that was going to continue to keep going, so thank you.
Yep.
And then Very Carey, just wanted to say what's up and all that stuff. So
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up? Anyway,
so you watching Big Brother? You want to do a quick Big Brother update?
I haven't watched it all.
Come on,
one episode this year.
None of it. Come on,
is it good or no?
It's not that good.
That's why I'm not watching. I've heard it's bad.
It's pretty bad, but I can't not. At this point, I'm gonna be watching as long as Julie Chen.
Here's the difference. In order for me to watch it, I have to buy it.
Yeah.
I have to buy CBS All Access.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just like, am I really gonna buy it?
No.
If it's not that good.
All right. Well, shout out to everybody who's watching Big Brother. I'm with you, and my heart will go on.
Yeah.
I was trying to reference Armageddon, but I think I went with Titanic instead.
Titanic.
Yeah, I think I went with Titanic instead. Well, whatever. She's French Canadian.
Whatever.
Celine Dion.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
Okay, get us out of here, Bobby. Come on.
Exactly. Please
take control of this damn show.
Oh Lord. I don't know. Anyway, so one thing I wanted to do, or we wanted to do, was the one thing that I've noticed And I think a lot of okay, before we do this, let's back it up.
All right.
I started to go into something.
Yep.
I want to back it up.
All right.
I want to do a shout out and a kickback to last week.
Okay.
Shout out to Nintendo.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Last week we did that episode about drifting Joy-Cons and what we would do.
Oh my God. I know.
And they came out this week and just said, if you have a problem with your drifting Joy-Cons, contact us free of charge.
Yep.
If you already had it repaired,
we'll refund
we
you.
will pay you to fix them, or we'll pay you back for the repair.
Right.
Like, total all-star move.
Big time.
In my opinion. Like, that was the right move.
You know
that
what
was what they needed to do.
Well, you and I talk about the mob. I don't like the mob, but what I think happened here is I don't think they realized how big a problem this was. I don't think they realized they
I don't think they did either. Yeah,
they saw. That's what I'm saying. Like they saw the repairs coming in, so they're like, okay, so if we got like 100 repairs last week, that's not too bad. But like they didn't realize that people were just like living with it, and just complaining. So man, what a good move. And also, did you see the video of Doug Bowser talking about it?
No, I didn't see that.
He literally just gently like walks to the left of the screen.
No, he did not.
He does, dude. It's it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. It's so good. Like this Doug Bowser, he's going places, man. Unfortunately, he's walking over to the left in the video.
Yeah.
But yeah, like so perfect. I tweeted from the If for Nintendo account, and it's just like one of those things where they go above and beyond. Even like because we have no boundaries, we have no resources or restrictions or anything to worry about. We're just come up with these ideas, and even still, we didn't come up with that.
No.
Either one, to treat it with humor and to address it full on. I love it, man. That's great. Good call. I like the callback.
I do too, and I like the fact that like there were so many people hating on Nintendo because of this stuff.
Yep.
Like, oh, they're scumbags. They got to the point where people are going to actually sue them. You know, that class action lawsuit was going through.
This might be motivated by that as well. So
it could be.
That's okay.
It could be. Well, it could have been a situation where maybe they were just Nintendo is a company that takes a while to get there sometimes. And I think let's be fair. I never even heard about drifting Joy-Cons.
I think a lot of people are like that.
Until they announced the Switch Lite, I never heard about it.
Yeah.
And then when the Switch Lite gets announced, people are like, "Oh, it might have a drifting controller." And I'm like, "What the hell are you talking about? Drifting what?" And then they start talking drifting Joy-Cons. I was actually talking to Mark Carabin, and he was saying that he had a couple of them like that.
Yeah.
And there's also people that try to fix it themselves. You know, and Josh Stapleton, he changed like 3 or 4 out himself. TJ Santula, he did like 3 or 4 himself. So when you think about it in that scheme of things, again, like you said, I don't even think Nintendo registered how bad things really were.
Yeah.
And this just basically tells them and tells everybody like, yeah, this thing was bad. And if it's a situation where people are calling in and nobody's really bean counting it and keeping track of it, I don't see how corporate ladder finds out about this.
That's kind of what I mean. Like, what radar do they even have for that sort of thing? It doesn't exist. So
I'm sure that the people that were getting fixed were people that were within the warranty. And that's the other thing too. They came out and said it doesn't matter if you're within the warranty or not. Send them back and we'll fix them.
It's not quite like a system killing thing like the Red Rings of Death, but it is like
it's
a malfunction that's on a grand scale that this is how you deal with that sort of thing. So that's good. Yeah, good call.
I wonder though because it's funny because I get what they're doing, but I wonder if this is going to force them to change the controller on the Joy-Cons or the analog stick.
Oh, I feel like they probably have. Yeah, I feel like they probably have at this point.
I think we've been calling for Pro Joy-Cons for a while. I wonder if they move to that in the next iteration of the Switch.
It's possible.
Like, down the line. Because they used to see, I mean, when you look, I had the Pro Controller here, so I'm looking at it. Like, the controllers are just a lot, the analog sticks are a lot meatier.
Oh, yeah.
And when you look at the ones on the Joy-Cons, are just a little rinky-dink things.
I know. I was playing Mario Maker 2 on the train today. I finished up the story mode, Geek Out. Run the credits. Very nice, very rewarding.
I didn't realize there's credits. Okay.
Yeah, once you finish the castle and everything, there's credits, and so very beautiful. But man, I just ever since we keep talking about this, the new Switch Lite, and then I go back to my Switch playing on the train and playing, especially like a side scroller thing like that. That D-pad, I just can't wait to get my Lite. I think I'm down. Like I think that's I think it's
I'm
I think it's
definitely
happening.
getting light because
Yeah.
let me just I don't know if are we allowed to name names for the people we know from Nintendo, or should I just keep that and just
No,
say
just
Nintendo
yeah.
reach
No,
out?
no, 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 no.
Just
Yeah,
say
no.
Nintendo reach
Just
out
say
to us.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So I reached out and I had mentioned, I sent you the question that I had asked,
Mm-hmm.
and I had reached out to Nintendo and just said, hey, I'm curious about a couple things here, and how does this work moving forward? And the main thing was something that I had heard, and I wanted some type of confirmation on it.
Mm-hmm.
So the confirmation or what I had heard was, if I have a Switch Lite, can I use that as my portable
Yep.
and keep my regular Switch docked at all times?
Yeah. That's what I
So
want to do.
essentially, what it would be is I'm going to go out to my mom's. I don't want to carry the big backpack and all the stuff. I just want to carry my Switch Lite and go.
Mm-hmm.
If I do that, can I pick up and carry on and go? So the answer I'm getting is, thanks so much for reaching out. Yes, users will be able to download and play their purchases on multiple Nintendo Switch or Nintendo Switch Lite systems by linking their Nintendo account. Please note that there are some exceptions when playing and starting games that are shared between multiple systems based on the account's designated primary and non-primary systems. More information can be found here with a click, and then you go over there. Users who would like to alternate between systems can transfer their game save data from the Nintendo Switch to their Nintendo Switch Lite using the data transfer feature. Additional users will be able to use the online services and cloud backup.
Yeah.
So you can either just move all your data over, or if you just wanted to pick up and play utilizing the cloud saves, you can actually move it back and forth. Now, it does mess up a couple of games that don't have cloud
Some
save.
don't have cloud. Yeah, like Pokemon.
Animal Crossing
Animal
will
Crossing,
not.
and that's
Splatoon 2.
Yeah,
Splatoon 2 doesn't. But
this is where it gets sticky. I don't like it.
It does get sticky. It does get sticky. But, however, grand scheme, big picture, and I think that's where I started. The question was question I started was how does this relate to Animal Crossing?
Yeah.
And my understanding, if I'm reading things properly, unless they make a change to Animal Crossing, you will not be able to play Animal Crossing on the go with the Switch Lite and then back again on the big one.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm not upset at all.
I'm upset. I'm pretty upset.
Because
I would
I
want
know
to
what I'm
stream
gonna
it,
do.
and then I would want to go play it on the train, and then come back and stream it.
Well, fortunately, Sean, you still can take it on the go.
I suppose that's true.
You still can take the big one on the go, and it's a little sucky because you would like to have the little one, but a game like, here's an example, a game like Shovel Knight, a game like Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
you can grab them once, you can go.
I just walked right back, man. I was ready to buy the next one. I don't know. I do want a better D-pad. I do. Well, we're gonna have to see. This is gonna be a bit of a journey. We all know how this goes.
I'm buying it no matter what.
I know you are.
$200. It's an impulse buy. It's a trigger buy. You know what I mean? I'm just like pulling that trigger all day long on those things.
All right, pop
now
out.
I went from buying 4 to now just buying 2.
Oh, okay. What happened?
I was gonna buy them all, but the only one I want is probably the yellow and
sweet.
The Pokemon one.
Yeah, the yellow one is pretty good. I think that's the one I want to, if I buy it. I might trade it in, but I don't know, man.
You know, the other thing too is I think we need to follow something through that you started a couple weeks ago on the Twitter.
Yes.
We started a contest.
Thank you.
You want to jump into that a little bit?
No, please do. Please keep going.
Okay, so we started a contest on our if we ran Nintendo Twitter, and basically it's a follow, a retweet, just showing an image of something that you create.
Yep.
That shows like
Custom
so what we're trying to do is to
Switch
get different special editions of the Switch Lite. Just make a design, show it to us, and then whatever one we like, I guess that's how we do it. Whatever one you think is the coolest.
We like. Yep.
We'll
Kirby's a front runner right now, of course.
Did you? I seen one from Miss O. Did you see that?
I know she's really good, man.
Really, really good.
Her and Antonio have put forward a couple of really good options. Alex Van Aken has a good one out there. So thank you for we've not awarded a winner yet, and we didn't want to just have it on Twitter in case people have missed it. We'll give it another week. Maybe we'll announce the winner next week.
Did you pin that one, or
no?
You don't
But
know?
now, by the time people hear it, it'll be pinned.
We'll go pin it, and then that way you guys can go back, you can look at it and check it out, and then just reply to that though.
Yeah. Because
if you reply on a retweet, we can't see them sometimes. Just reply to it and show what you have, and then we'll go through it. Sean and I Maybe on the air we'll go through it next
Yeah,
week and
yeah,
just
that'd be
kind of
sweet.
pick one and let people know who wins. But you win a $50 eShop card, and we get $50 eShop credit, and that's worldwide. It doesn't matter to us because we'll just let us know where you live, and then we'll just if it's in England, I'll get Toby to buy an eShop card in England for us. If it's in
And
Japan,
then track him down when he doesn't give it to
just
you.
buy it.
We'll give you his home address.
I'm not worried about Toby. I
And
will take care.
his kids' names. And
He's
his
only
wife.
got one kid.
Well,
He's got two
his dog.
dogs. Yeah, it's two dogs. Anyway, let's jump into the meat.
I can't keep track of everybody else's family. I can barely keep track of my own stuff.
I can.
All right,
'Cause
thanks.
I love everybody, and you just hate everybody. I got you.
Such a dick. We do
Okay.
topics or what? Like the show's almost over here.
We're jumping into the topic.
All
Here we
right,
go.
Todd Oxford, come on back.
No, forget Todd Oxford. Stay away, Todd. So here it is. If we ran Nintendo, how would we have scheduled the games hitting in 2019? There's a serious problem right now. This is the first time ever in my gaming. I can tell you right now, first time ever in my gaming life that I actually feel like, holy crap, there's way too many games coming out. I think I've said this on numerous occasions now. I'm just going to repeat it. If I haven't said it on the air, I don't know. I wish I was back in the Wii U era right now. That drought, as much as it sucked, I got to play everything. And I never worried about playing games. And I beat games. I can't tell you the last time I beat a game. I'm literally working through Dragon Quest Builders 2 right now.
Oh yeah.
And then baseball comes out this week.
Dude, I can't even get through the demo of that game. That's where we're at. I can't even get through demos of games before the next game comes out.
Love that game. Love
Oh my
that
gosh,
game.
I might have to get it.
It is
I might have to get it.
fantastic.
Do I need another set of vouchers? I used the vouchers on Mario Maker 2 and Fire Emblem. Do I need another set of vouchers? Is that where we're at?
Astral Chain.
Astral Chain I want. Yeah.
And Animal Crossing.
Yeah, that might be it. Can I use it? Does it last all the way that long?
I think it does.
Because Link, we're going to get physical, so Chelsea and I can share it.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about all these releases.
Yeah.
But damn, man, I might have to get another. So that'll be, for me, $360 in games. Just boom, just like 4 games, boom. It's a console.
Crazy. It's crazy right now.
I say degrees or dollars.
I don't know. I just bought, this week alone, I bought 2 games. Didn't even jump into Wolfenstein yet.
You bought Wolfenstein?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I didn't.
okay.
I'm saying, but I'm looking at it and going like, do I? I just bought Fire Emblem today.
Yeah. That's going to be a juggernaut.
1, 2, 3 hit, right?
Today, I forgot to mention that my Geek Outs, yes, just out of nowhere.
Yeah. Just
$5 a
showed
piece.
up. The original Doom games. Like, that's crazy.
It's got split screen multiplayer, by the way.
It is nuts.
I think I want to pick that up and just maybe play some original deathmatch with people.
Yeah. It's crazy right now.
Yeah.
What is going on. And the amount of games that are hitting on the back half of the game. So I feel like if we ran Nintendo, which we do right now,
yeah, we do.
We fix this schedule. This schedule is just really, really bad.
Sorry, my wife is dying in the background over here. God,
it's all right.
Man, she better not.
Just power through, Chelsea. You'll be fine.
Yeah, breathe. Just breathe. All right.
So
we want to read. Everything's backloaded.
Yeah, everything's backloaded. We're going to go through. We're going to announce what games were announced by Nintendo and launched on certain dates, and just would we keep them there? Would we move them? Would we adjust them? How would we do things? So let's start off in January. What do you have for January?
Okay, you don't want to run through the games that are available first, or do you want to just run through January, February, March? Because we've got the games listed. Everything that's coming out, we're talking about Nintendo published games.
Yes,
in
Nintendo
2019.
published games. We can't control third parties,
right?
Or indies, and that's an even crazier picture that's happening right now because that's even worse.
Yeah.
Way Forward just put out a game this week. It's like what is happening, man?
It's too crazy.
It's just.
Okay, so the schedule as it stands right now, 2019, the real schedule, before we get into changing everything up, was New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe in January. Then Yoshi had a game that nobody cared about in March. Mario Maker was all the way in June. Cadence of Hyrule in June. Dragon Quest Builders 2 in July. Marvel Ultimate Alliance, and Fire Emblem all in July. Astral Chain in August. Daemon X Machina in September. The following week is Link's Awakening. Then Dragon Quest 11 all in September. Luigi's Mansion October 31st, and then Pokemon in November.
Yeah.
Crazy, man.
The one thing I want to say is, because people are probably going like, why are you talking about Dragon Quest Builders and 2 or and 11? They are being published by Nintendo. So that's why we are talking about those, because those are the games that we want to talk about, just because they would fall on our release schedule of when we want to put them out.
That's right.
So when you look at January, New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe, that launches in January. I guess that's a fine time to leave. I agree. That. I wouldn't really mess with that. But I think there's a problem here. You have a glaring hole in February where no game comes out in February. And I feel like that's a problem. I feel like there's something that could have definitely landed in that February slot.
Yeah. I've got my pick for sure.
Okay,
this is, of course, like it's magical, as if like the games are all ready to go January 1st, and we just get to slot them all in, right? Yeah. Like obviously some of these games weren't ready until the day before they launched, and we're just kind of foregoing all that. Yes. So for me, for February, still being that quiet time, I don't think that I need like a big game there, but I think Cadence of Hyrule would have fit really nicely. It wouldn't have taken too much away from Super Mario Brothers U.
I think the only thing. And here's the thing, and I want to preface this with this too. I know that certain games that can get announced until certain times, because I don't even think Cadence of Hyrule got announced until after February.
Of course.
So it doesn't matter. But so where does it fall in? And I mean, yeah, you to me, you drop that in February because it doesn't really matter. And I would even maybe double up that month a little bit and do something a little bit different. And because for me, here's my thing. I feel like there's a mistake that Nintendo did. And the first game that I want to pluck and kind of like place someplace is Marvel Alliance 3. I feel like a game like that, you need to stick it very close to Avengers. And because you want to ride that momentum, you want to ride that wave off of that, which that was in May?
Was that March or April? I'll look it up.
I forget when that movie launched. I thought it was definitely early in spring. It was either March or it was in May. I can't remember.
April 26th. April 26th.
Okay, so I was wrong on both counts. It was April. Okay, so I would get it closer to there.
Okay,
so I would probably move that from now to April. Get it, because you want the idea here is to get the games out of the end of the year. We have so many games in the back half of the year that they're on top of each other.
Yeah, certainly July is crazy.
Yeah, so we need to get games out pre-July. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's one that definitely you pick up and you move earlier in the year.
Yep.
You don't even think about it. And I would drop that in.
And there was nothing in April before, so April was a wide open month. And get it out of July, move it over into April, lines up with the movie. I think that's a perfect pick, man.
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
So January's Mario, February's Cadence, and maybe we'll have to come back. There's no way to know how many games we have here and if there's too many months or games, but we'll come back at the end. But March, do you have anything for March?
I mean, we know that Yoshi comes out in March, right? Okay, so I don't think that's really. I would be okay. I would kind of leave that there. That's fine. And I don't think that I would move anything back towards that.
Yeah.
So, I would leave that as it is.
Okay.
All right. And we filled in April.
Right. Marvel. Then we got May is wide open.
May is wide open. And see, that's what I'm talking about. They have so many months where they're doing nothing, and now they're jammed with stuff. So if May is wide open.
I kind of want Dragon Quest Builders up in there.
Yeah.
So part of this is a little bit of like how I would end up playing things as well. This is just before E3, right? Where June happens, and that's kind of where the last slate of games start to come out. So you're like, we're kind of rounding out that first quarter. We're coming into the second quarter of the year, going like, what am I going to play? And it's kind of different. Like, I think it's got that mass appeal, but I'm not sure that it's got mass sales. I don't know that everybody's really jumped into it because it's kind of niche.
So here's the thing with that game. That's a game, it's a time sink. You're going to drop so much time into it.
Right.
May, June, in that era, just pre-E3, nothing happens. And it's a lull. It's not like they put this game out a couple weeks ago, and at E3 they talked about all this crazy stuff with it. The game was the game, and you knew about it. The game also was available in Japan at that point. So it was a matter of, is the game translated? Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Get it out. Don't hold on it. Don't sit on it. Get it out earlier. So I think absolutely that was to me would be a perfect time, because it gives you a month or two of nothing coming out. You have indie games and stuff, but that would have been your big franchise to just basically get in. And not only that, you could have leaned into it very heavily. I just did a lot of marketing and promoting and doing some stuff. Now we're at the point where they're marketing, promoting it, because they got DLC coming out. They got all this stuff, and it's like, man, I feel like you just threw it to death. You threw it out to die when you put it out, in July, because there was just so much stuff out. And I don't know.
I should also say, as we're kind of walking through this as well, what I'm seeing from like Benji Sales and a whole bunch of others who are commenting on how well some of these games are doing, like they're all doing great. So while this is going to make life easier for gamers to actually get through things, what I think has happened is Nintendo has discovered a drought for all the other systems or all other games, and they've just piled everything in here. I think every game that they released so far this month, like I think NPD is going to be crazy. Yeah. We have a political party here called the NDP, so I always get them mixed up. So anyways, I just wanted to kind of comment on that. Like, this may be the worst strategy ever in terms of sales, because I think they're selling like crazy. Everybody's wallets are just open, and before we even have time to close them, another game comes out, so the money is just falling out towards that next one. So, but whatever, that doesn't matter. So June, then Mario Maker was already there. We've taken Cadence out of June. So I think what I like about Mario Maker in June is that New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe came out in January, so you've got like a nice buffer between the 2D Mario games. And I don't know that you need it any further. You certainly don't want to really get any closer, but it kind of, you have Link, you've got the next kind of major pillar coming in September. So I think that's kind of a perfect time for that with the June release.
Yeah. I want to say this. There's a couple of things that I want to just elephants in the room.
Sure.
And I want to get them out of the way. Number one, I feel like Luigi's Mansion has to be in October.
Oh yeah,
it is in October. That just makes sense. I would leave that there. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
move.
Perfect date. If there's ever a perfect release date for a video game, that's it.
The other thing I want to say is, so pre-E3, everybody thought Animal Crossing was coming within this window, right? They pushed it back to March. People were upset. People wonder why. I am so happy that they pushed Animal Crossing to March. A couple of reasons. One, what we just talked about, because I think next year will be no different than this year. And what I mean by that is I think Nintendo will have a slow roll in the early part of 2020, and then they'll ramp it up after E3, and everybody will sit here going like, how am I going to have time to play these games? Because this is not the first year. They did it that way. They did it this way last year as well. And it's just the momentum and the drive and the way things are as we're moving. So for me, putting Animal Crossing in March 2020 is the ideal time, because I said it previously, the best time, because I really thought it was going to launch March 2019. I've been on record saying it numerous times leading in until it didn't happen, that it just made sense to put it in March, because you want to play that game in the spring and the summer and lead in. Moving it to March, getting it out of this crazy because I really believe, Sean, that's the real reason why they moved it,
because of everything else they've got.
Yes, it just, there was no space for it. There was no room for it at all. And when people go like, oh, what are you talking about, that game could, I get that game could go in anywhere, but you don't want to kill other games in the process. I mean, I always thought it was going to be in December. I thought that game was going to be a December game. December. I really thought it was going to hit September. I thought it was going to hit September. I thought it was either July or December. Because it was like, it's either going to come out right away, or they're going to, I don't know. They seem to have success with the December releases, man, which we'll get to in a bit. Yeah. The thing is you don't want to destroy other games out here. You put Animal Crossing out in the, in the September area. Pokemon. Like Pokemon kind of dominates. They're different. They're different games. Do you think they're not the same? Yeah, they're very well. Obviously, they're different games, but I think that the circles of people who play those games are pretty similar. Close, close. But my bigger fear is Dragon Quest builders.
Yeah.
You want to keep those games away from each other because they share some similar mechanics and some gameplay elements, especially now with the changes to Animal Crossing. If ever, more than ever, it's more of a Minecraft type game now.
So you're saying I need to get this game sooner than later?
No, I think pushing Animal Crossing.
No, I mean, sorry, Dragon Quest Builders. As a person playing games, I should be buying this soon. Play it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You do not want to wait on this game because one, it's a big game.
Really?
It's a big game. It really is. I'm into the second island. I think I'm 30, 40 hours in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just madhouse, but it's so much fun.
I can see myself getting up early to play those games. You know what I mean?
It's phenomenal, man. It's phenomenal.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Okay, so that being said,
yeah,
we're in July.
Yeah.
We have Mario Maker 2. I mean, we're June. That's June. Mario Maker. What hits in July?
July. Currently, we had Marvel Ultimate Alliance, which we've moved to April.
Yeah.
We had Dragon Quest Builders 2.
Mm-hmm.
Which we've moved, and so we're left with Fire Emblem, which comes out today as we record.
And I think that's perfect.
I think it's a beautiful release date.
I think it's a perfect time. Get that game out. You get a couple of games off its back, and you keep that game moving forward. I think it's a good move ultimately, and
especially coming off of Mario Maker. Like you've had enough time to build your levels. Like if you got a month and a half between Mario Maker and Fire Emblem, then it's nice.
Yes. Okay, so August we have what?
Astral Chain is currently slated for there, and I say we leave it there. I like it there.
Yeah, I don't have a problem. But there's nothing else with that game at all?
Not in August. I feel like it's just a nice palate cleanser. Fire Emblem can be very heavy, and I'm looking forward to Astral Chain for just some kind of brain dead action.
It's brain dead, beat 'em up, like a Bayonetta type game. Platinum is perfect at doing games like this. They really do a good job when it comes to games like this. So it makes sense to me to put it out.
Summer's coming to an end. Like we're about to get back to school in September, so we just want to have that last little romp. You know what I mean, Bobby? So September gets a little bit crazy. We've got Daemon X Machina on September 13th. We've got Link's Awakening on September 20th. Then we've got Dragon Quest 11 on September 27th. So we've got to do something with this disaster.
It's simple. It's simple to me.
Same here.
Daemon X Machina, you delay that to 2020.
Oh, that's an option I thought we were working within. I put in December. I let it die in December.
You know what? That's not a bad idea. Because games do well in December. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's
oddly enough, like make it a Christmas release date or something crazy like that. Like allow people to get their new Switches and then they can go online and get this new game. That's probably as good as you're gonna do for that game.
Yeah,
maybe
you're probably
right. Something like a Christmas thing. But I would also think about Dragon Quest 11 in December as well, and I think about Xenoblade has often released in December as well. I think there is room for, oddly enough, some big JRPGs in December. Link's Awakening.
So here's the thing. Link's Awakening is definitely in August.
No, it's
right?
September.
Yeah,
that's where all these games are.
All right, so we have that in September, and then we have, as we're talking, maybe that's the move, moving Dragon Quest 11 to December.
I like it.
And leaving Daemon X Machina, maybe somewhere in between Fire Emblem and, because when's the Astral Chain?
Astral Chain's in August. I think those two should be far apart, actually. I think they're too similar, and I think they're kind of getting confused. I think that those two games need some space.
I don't think they're anything alike.
Well, I think that's because you're a smart person and you're paying attention. But I think there's a lot of people who are kind of conflating the two to be like sort of mechy, sort of like Gundam kind of inspired.
Yeah,
so
maybe move that one as well. Yeah,
and it is quite a bit different than Dragon Quest for sure. It's still like very Japanese, but very, very different. I like it in December.
Okay.
Yes, I did it. So Link's Awakening, September. Give it the whole month. That's going to be a big game. You don't need anything else.
Yeah, but it's a short game, Sean. That's the problem.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good point.
You're in and out. You could probably be. I said to Toby, we're talking about
probably a weekend
on,
or so.
on Nintendo Talk, and weekend. It's done.
Yeah, you might be. You might be right. Yeah, that's a good point. So and maybe September is big for other platforms as well. So that's the other side of things that we haven't really been considering, but. Like what else?
I'm not worried about other platforms. We're worried about
I know you're not. You're worried about
we're about the big dogs.
Okay.
We're not worried about the other stuff.
All right. Well, Gears of War comes out in September, so better watch out.
we're not worried about Gears
All
of
right.
War. Please, let's get serious here. Come on, stop your nonsense.
All right, so Dragon Quest still in September. I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That's a quick game. So we got a big game, and we
You got
got
a big meaty game and a quick game, and you're good with that, and you go.
Yep.
October, we already said Luigi's Mansion.
Yep, that's
I think
it.
that's fine to leave there.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mess with it. And then we go into November, which
Pokemon.
is Pokemon. You're not going to touch that. That's the game that hits every holiday and just blows up. And then we have December, which we said we're going to move Daemon X Machina there. And I think, now listen, I get it. This isn't perfect. I mean, like, I'm sure there's people going like, no, that doesn't make sense. Why you put that there, move that there? The gist of it all.
Yeah.
There is too many games on top of each other right now. You're talking about Gears of War and stuff, and I mean, that's because you're a gamer that plays consoles.
Yeah.
Most Nintendo fans, dare I say, don't have multiple consoles.
I completely disagree with that, but I'm not even saying that it's going to be Xbox. I think Nintendo fans often have either an Xbox or a PlayStation.
It's possible, but I think you still have a lot of people that just have a Nintendo console.
Sure.
And I feel like with the hardcore gamers, yes, they have multiple consoles.
Right. But what you want to still do, you still want to like avoid people from getting even swayed, going like, oh, look at that offering that these guys have over there. You got like Death Stranding going on PlayStation. Like PlayStation's going to have a pretty big fall as well. Nothing like this.
No, but what I'm saying is I'm not concerned with their release windows are. I'm concerned with ours. And I feel like Nintendo is on top of themselves.
Yeah. It's far away from the 2017 release that they had, right? Where it was like every month.
Oh, yeah. Every month you got something.
ARMS, Splatoon, whatever. Yeah.
And here it's like they're doing nothing in the early portion of the year, and then they're getting I think they're releasing the same amount of games. Maybe one or two more or less, whatever it might be.
Turns out we talked about 13 games here, it looks like.
Yeah. So ultimately they're releasing the same amount of games. They're just releasing them in weird time.
Mm-hmm.
So they're on top of each other, and that's not a good thing no matter what.
Yeah.
So that's neither here nor there. I don't really know what it is. But my thing is you want to try to, because you're also worried about what games third parties are putting out on your console, not necessarily what they're doing on other consoles, but Wolfenstein just came out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
same day as Fire Emblem.
Yeah, you have big games that are coming out, and you have to figure out, like, what are we doing here? You can't go over the top burying yourself. So I think ultimately moving stuff around and getting some space and trying to move stuff into the earlier part of the year just makes sense. You know, strategically, everything. Like, you don't want to – you're just trying to space things properly to appease the fans and to appease the company, because you don't put a game out if you don't want it to sell. You want every single game to sell.
So with all this said, we've sort of spread things out. Now going back, knowing that we've had those gaps in time, do you feel like you sort of took any time away from your Switch, though? Like, because I feel like I've been playing games this whole year, and even though there have been gaps in releases, I feel like I've still got tons to play all the time.
See, my thing is I dip in, I always, when I get bored, when I hit lulls, I go back to Fortnite.
Yeah.
So anytime that I've been slow and I've had nothing to play, I go back and play Fortnite. And so it's the main thing for me. Like, there's plenty to play on this console. Even when it's slow, there's still plenty to play on this console. It's just too many games, and that's such a first world problem to have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but at the end of the day, it is a problem, and it's crazy to sit here. Like I said, it's the first time in my life that I'm actually like, what am I going to do? I don't know how to do this.
Yeah. Like, I legit had to pick Mario Maker over Dragon Quest Builders 2. Like, I feel like that's an impossible choice.
It
like,
is.
In either case, if I went with Dragon Quest Builders 2, I would have regretted not getting Super Mario Maker 2, because there's so much hype. Everybody's playing each other's levels, and the levels are actually good. Yeah. So, or and right now, what ended up happening was I bought Mario Maker 2, and I regret not getting that game, because you and Garrett Bland are having so much fun with it.
It is a blast, man.
Oh,
I love it.
God,
I
dude.
love every second of it.
I gotta just stop sleeping, I think, is part of it.
That's part of the problem, too. I don't know how you do that, though, but whatever.
I don't know.
Okay, so real quickly before we wrap this up, I just want to basically point out that if you are not a member of Yumi Capri, we do this thing every single week where we take a topic from the Patreon and we talk about it. We do that topic on a post show, essentially, where we sit here for another 15, 20 minutes and we dive in deeper into a topic of the Patreon's choosing. And we're going to do that this week. This week is Brendan Myers. He's saying, if we ran Nintendo, why haven't we said anything about Pikmin 4? When would be a great time to release it? Kind of matches in what we're doing right now. What would be the reason to not release it yet? Which Pikmin game is more like 1, 2, and 3? Or which Pikmin game is it more like 1, 2, or 3? And should it release a remastered trilogy? So there's a lot of questions in this thing. We'll break it on down and all that stuff. But be sure to follow everything that Sean Capri does over on the internet, over on Twitter. Sean like Connor, Capri like the Pants. You can go check him out over on twitch.tv/Sean Capri. You can follow me at Nintendo Gurus over on Twitter, on Instagram. That is all. Peace out, Preston.